The message that I am bringing to you this week is a giant story, and I have entitled it Right Between the Ice, a giant story. But what is interesting about it is I read the scripture, I never found the word giant, but a man who was referred to as the champion of Philistia, or champion of the Philistines. And my Bible and the index told me that he was 9 feet 9 inches tall, and that his armor weighed 166 pounds, plus greaves of brass on his legs and on his shoulders. I mean, this was a massive man who carried around this massive amount of armor to protect him. And not only that, he had a shield carrier to go before him as he would go into battle. Well, we talked about the young shepherd boy who was skillful and cunning in playing the harp and tending to sheep. But God had placed his hand upon this young man. We read about this in the book of 1 Samuel, how that Samuel himself had gone to Bethlehem and had anointed him as the next king of Israel. But the time wasn't quite yet ready. And so God was working through him, building him, molding him. And there came a day when his father, by the name of Jesse, says to his son David, he says, I want you to go to the battle. I want you to go up where the armies of Israel are encamped and your brothers are there. And I want you to take these provisions to them. And then I want you to come back and bring me a report of what's taking place and how your brothers are faring in the army. So the little shepherd boy, he goes on his journey. And he comes to where the battle is arrayed. And he leaves his carrier of the items that he'd brought up by the road. And he goes down to where the battle is taking place. And he is there greeting his brothers, when all of a sudden there's a commotion on the hill, at the top of the hill. And everybody's eyes are looking up there as this giant of a man, this huge man who they called the champion of the Philistines. And he came out and he would roar and he would challenge the armies of Israel. And the army of Israel would cower back and go back to their tents. Young David saw this. And he began to talk to those who were around him and says, why is everybody running in fear? Well, the brothers were not happy about the behavior of their young brother. And this is conversation as we continue this week. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.